Everybody, welcome into another episode of the PHNX Suns podcast. I'm Lindsay, that's Saul, that's Flex, and on the end there, that's Espo. How you guys doing today?
I'm pretty sure they heard the tail end of that conversation we were having when we started here.
It was a good conversation.
It is.
We were talking about how much we would share with our friends and family and loved ones if we won a bajillion dollars.
Flex told me, I'm getting all sorts of money. He said that's how much he likes me. So.
Flex told me I'm getting the most because I have to deal with all of you guys. At least that's what I heard.
So you can buy all the brown beanies that you want.
See, like, I've always, hypothetically, I've always wondered what I would do if I won a lot of money, like the 1.7 billion last week, right?
Yeah.
I still think I'd do this job. Now, I would do it my own fucking way for sure.
Well, yeah, because at that point, you're like, I want to do the job, but I don't want to listen to anybody.
Like, no, I would have, we'd have the best of everything. We'd have a company limo, a company airplane.
Budget? What budget?
No. I do what I want. Let's go. PHNX is thriving. Let's go.
We be doing watch-alongs on his yacht, looking like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Buy out the whole arena for a watch party.
We'd have a takeover. Yeah. You can only be a part of the takeover if you were a diehard. So there'd be like 1,000 people in there, and we'd have a blast. Book, you got to make that shot, buddy. It just echoes across the gym.
Oh my goodness.
It's free to dream, baby. It's free to dream.
All right, gentlemen, we are 7 sleeps away from the Suns tipping off the 2023-24 NBA season. Let's do a little ask and answer here at the top of the show because we got some questions, and I think we should talk through some of them. First and foremost,
this is Flex's favorite segment.
Yeah.
Ask and answer. Yeah, we love it.
Let's go.
Who or what has been the biggest surprise so far in preseason?
For me, I would probably say, I want to say Grayson Allen, but I'm going to go with Jordan Goodwin.
Okay.
I knew he was going to be good. I think he's going to be better than even I thought he was going to be. So I think he's been a nice little surprise, especially defensively. He's just got that dog in him.
Yusuf Nurkic. All we heard was, well, this guy isn't an upgrade. Maybe this trade wasn't very good for this team. And what we've seen from Yusuf Nurkic, I'm getting a lot of what I've always wanted out of the center position here in Phoenix. The passing, the ability to dribble. He can shoot the three. On offense, he knows how to set picks. Defensively, sure, say what you want. But I've been pleasantly surprised with what I've seen from Yusuf Nurkic in the minutes he's played.
I think you're a little biased. I came to this realization the other day.
Why?
Because one of your favorite
guys at center.
One of your favorite players is Marcin Gortat.
He likes Joplin.
And Nurkic has a little Marcin in him.
A little bit, but off the court, sure, I could see you saying maybe I'm a little biased, but when you watch the on-court play and what he's been able to do in terms of some of those passes in that first Portland game, I didn't know he had it in his bag.
Yeah.
Like seeing that made me understand what I think the vision when they traded for Yusuf Nurkic was, where I don't think myself and most people truly understood what they hoped he could unlock in that offense. And when he saw it on the court, I was floored by it because that offense all of a sudden has all sorts of different dynamics in it that we didn't know were in play with that. Is he going to play like he did in that Portland game every night? No, of course not. But we've now seen what peak Nurk could look like with Devin, with KD, and that was even without Bradley Beal that night. Mm-hmm. So I was just caught off guard by those elements of his game and really got me excited.
I think the chemistry too.
I mean, come on, man.
I guess who yours is?
Come on. Before you guess, let me just frame it. I'm not surprised by none of the players that are solidified rotation guys. Like, I'm not surprised by Nurk. I seen enough of him in Portland before he got here to know that Nurk was going to be very good. Grayson Allen, I'm not surprised by. Neither am I surprised by Eric Gordon. These guys are pros and they're solidified NBA players for a reason. So I'm not going to touch on any of those guys.
Did Flex just call me a casual?
No.
He's like, I watched
No,
Nurk in Portland.
No,
And,
man.
you
No,
can see it.
no, I just like some of the things he's doing. I've actually seen him do, so I'm like, I'm not surprised by it. But to your point, he's doing a fantastic job of fitting in. But I mean, go ahead, man. Go ahead, break the ice. Come on, y'all got
Apparently, he has the best jumper in the league.
The most
Beautiful jumper.
The most beautiful jumper, I should say.
Beautiful.
I went home and watched it again because I thought he was gonna, and it's beautiful, bro. It's picture perfect. I think you need to look at it a little bit closer, because I'm telling you, this guy's got no hitch. His squared up, shoulders are right, foot's always in the right location. Rotation's beautiful, good art. I went back and studied it just because you got on me last night. I'm like, yo, this guy's got a beautiful jumper. So yeah, Chimezie Metu.
It's not that you said that. Listen, like, I don't disagree that he's got a good looking jumper. I just didn't think it was beautiful.
Okay.
I feel like this is when I heard Lance Blank say to us, Luke Zeller is the best shooter I've ever seen in practice.
Damn, bro, you went Lance Blanks on me, though. That's a shot. He's mad because I shot at Nurkic.
You felt like you caught a stray, so he's gonna catch you.
He got me. I feel it. Got me right here.
I didn't mean it like that.
It got me right here.
It has that rig. It's like it's such a beautiful jumper, and then you're like from the 11th guy, in the rotation. So how beautiful is it? It may look really good, but
Right.
it isn't always getting the job done.
Okay, maybe beautiful is the wrong word, but listen, like Tim Thomas, right? That's my guy. Like Timmy had a beautiful jumper. I'm telling you, man. For 6'10" dudes, he had that shot when he hit it in LA.
Okay,
the pump fake one.
It's beautiful when it goes in, no matter what. But that's not a beautiful jumper.
What is a beautiful jumper?
Like, I mean, like, as soon as it just comes off the hands and like just the form, it's like textbook form, elbow just.
But everybody's different.
I know, but that's beauty. That aesthetically pleasing is beauty.
All right,
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and Flex's eyes are much different than ours.
Like, did Reggie?
He did ask me if I had a good eye
Reggie did
doctor
not
I
have
could
a beautiful
recommend.
jumper.
No, he did not. It was ugly as shit.
It was like,
but it was cash.
yes.
Right.
So that's my thing. So now I think guards are more prone to say, "Oh, that's a beautiful jumper."
Like Chris Mullin, beautiful jumper. That silky lefty.
No, that was a beautiful jumper. But no, so hear me out. Small guys have smaller hands. The shots are when you get a big guy. No, when you get a 6'9", 6'10" dude, their hands are bigger, and it gives them awkward like rotation on the ball.
Sure.
I look at Chimezie and I'm like, when I see him release it, this gonna drive me crazy because Chimezie's shot looks like Cam's. When I let it go, when I look at them, it doesn't, like, I don't look at Cam and Chimezie and say, if you put both those guys shooting the basketball, I don't know that you can tell the difference. That's what I mean by a beautiful shot. I think Chimezie surprised me with how fluid he gets into his shot. The arc, rotation, footwork. Every time he shoots, I think it's going in. You saw me running around like yesterday.
I know. And half the time you got up to run around, you missed those jumpers.
All right. Sorry, guys. We got off the rails.
Sorry.
I
Beauty
feel
is
like
always in the eye of the beholder.
It is, absolutely. I think the biggest surprise for me is just how seamlessly it feels like this group has like figured one another out, and the chemistry, especially with Nurk and the big three in general, both him and the big three and then the big three separately as well. They've just kind of seems like they just dove right in head first, and whatever issues or hiccups may have come with just a brand new set of teammates, they've worked through it pretty smoothly. And I feel like we're going to see that be consistent throughout the regular season as well.
Yeah, smoother than our group in preseason.
Well, we can't all be a big 3, 4, or 5. Okay. All right. On the flip side, who or what has been the biggest disappointment?
Oh, that's the easiest one for me.
Okay.
Man, Bol. I mean, he is not been pretty at all. Like the Bol-ler coaster has barely even gotten up to the top of the freaking track, is in my opinion. Like there hasn't even been an opportunity for it to come down because he's already been down and it never really got going. And so that's easily been one of the biggest disappointments for me. I really did think that he was going to be able to contribute a little bit more in the preseason, be a little bit more assertive than he has been. But for whatever reason, it is just not tracking. Listen, this is why those off-season videos don't mean shit. Like everybody's like, "Oh man, Bol about to cook this season. Look at him in the gym. Look at him in the lab." Man, that didn't mean anything.
But did we really have high expectations in the first place?
I mean, a lot of people did.
Some people
I didn't.
did.
I wouldn't say I didn't. I would not
shouldn't.
say. I would not say I had high expectations. I would say I did have the expectation that he would make the roster. I would say that, and now he's borderline. He might not even make the roster.
Maybe it wasn't us, but I mean, there were all sorts of didn't ESPN Photoshop him as the 5th guy in the lineup at one point?
When we talked about that, it wasn't about what Bol does on the basketball court. It's the fact that Bol is so mesmerizing from a fan perspective. Like he's easy to root for because you want him to be successful.
But why do we want him to be successful? Like
it's
what
the
about
same,
him?
It's the exact same thing with like a Taco Fall or anything of that
that's a great
sort.
point.
Because
Like you want them to be successful.
That's a great point, Lance.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that we were all looking at him like, oh, this is it.
Right.
This is the place where he's going to just magically thrive out of nowhere. Like, was there an opportunity for that to happen? Sure.
That's a great point.
But I don't think anybody... I don't think anybody genuinely thought that Bol was going to be
Kendrick
like
Perkins
a
said
starter
he's
on
going to
this
win
squad.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, that was
insanity.
There was the guy on his 3rd team figures it out. I mean, there was some expectation, and then when you watch it up close, you're like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Yeah, but like the opportunity to maybe figure it out, or maybe you have a coach who reaches you and that click just clicks. Like, sure, that exists, and it still exists with Bol. It's not like just from a couple preseason games, he's completely like done and over with by any means.
I think you nailed it with Taco Fall.
But I think we just needed to have more expectations, like more realistic expectations for what Bol would bring to your squad if he does make the team.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I have just been wildly disappointed because he hasn't been assertive at all. Like last night's game, that was just, I was like, man, you wouldn't even know he was out there if he wasn't 7 foot freaking whatever. Like, it's been kind of sad. So,
yeah, I don't, at this point with what I've seen, I don't know that this guy's an NBA player. I just don't.
Yeah.
I think, Taco Fall, Lindsay, you nailed that. I mean, Taco Fall is a better player than Bol.
Yes.
And he's in the G League. Right? So, I mean, that's just in a nutshell. As far as disappointment, I'm leaning towards the guy. I kind of want to see this next game before I go there. But this guy's been a little bit of a disappointment. I watched a lot of film on him this offseason. I was really excited. I actually thought he could be a starting center for us. I haven't seen enough from Eubanks. I just haven't. I know he had the little injury, and I kind of want to give him a pass there. But I thought I was going to see a little bit more court awareness, a little bit more IQ. He just kind of seemed to be running around out there and not kind of like getting into the way I know he can play. I've seen good film on him.
He's another guy that kind of gets lost out there and you don't even realize he's out there sometimes.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, for me, it's Nasir Little. We thought, oh, maybe this guy isn't just a throw-in in this deal. I believe he's the 5th highest paid player on the roster right now at $6.25 million, and I have seen nothing. I heard about his athleticism, all these things, and you bring up Bol not being aggressive. I haven't seen Nasir Little be aggressive out there in his minutes that he's getting. And in a new situation in preseason, that's when you should be trying to be aggressive, showing what you have, and being passive in that just has been underwhelming completely to me.
My biggest disappointment is the fact that I had to admit that I was wrong about Grayson Allen and not wanting him on this team.
Okay.
I didn't think I would like him because of his reputation and the things he's done in his past, but the way he spoke about it on media day, the way that he kind of carries himself in all of the media scrums, and obviously what he does on the basketball court, I feel like I'm Team Grayson Allen right now.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised in a disappointing way because I don't like to be wrong, but also in a pleasant way because if you're going to be proven wrong by somebody, their character changing, I think is a positive all around. So.
Are we talking Sweet Baby Grayson?
That's what I was going to ask.
No, we're definitely not going that
Sweet
far.
Baby Grayson.
People
I
change,
am on board
Lance.
with Grayson, but to
People
be a sweet baby
change.
angel, it's just got to be inherent.
Why?
Why? People change.
Them's the rules.
How about Sweet Baby Demon? Can
Them's the rules.
Can we go that way?
Yeah, that's fine. We could totally do that.
One guy I'm disappointed about, but more for him than anything, is Damian Lee. I think he could have had a real opportunity if he was hitting those threes the way the way we saw him at the beginning of last season. This was a fresh start for him, and obviously now with the injury, going to be way behind the 8 ball.
You know what's interesting about that player is I'm a big believer in blessings in disguise. Like, sometimes in basketball, you have these things that happen. Devin Booker getting hurt on Christmas Day is probably why we have this big 3 here. So sometimes these injuries work out. Mm-hmm. I was worried about how things were going to shake out before Damian got hurt. Because I'm looking at the depth. Like, we're sitting here talking last night. How are we going to play Goodwin?
Yeah.
Like, imagine if Damian Lee was in the mix. Do you even see Goodwin? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know the pecking order. I don't know if you pass up on Damian Lee and for a guy that. So I think it could be a blessing in disguise where he can get healthy, come back later in the year, and be an insurance policy, and we get to see Jordan Goodwin a lot more than we would have if Damian didn't get hurt. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Who or what do you think will be our secret weapon this season?
Not Bol-ler. I think it's going to be a combination of Eric Gordon and Grayson Allen. I think those two guys have the ability.
Are those secrets?
I mean,
I think the depth as a whole.
That's
because
fair.
A lot of people coming into the season were still questioning that when it came to the Suns. I think our depth as a whole is going to be very valuable for us.
Secret. So we're thinking more. Nobody's going to think of it in terms of that, right? So fine. I think Utah's defense.
Okay.
I think people underrate what he's able to do. He won a Defensive Player of the Year in college. I know it was a lower tier division that he was in or conference that he was in, but still, he has that ability. I think he will have an impact on that end of the floor at some point this year that we go, oh, wow, that helped win a game or two in that way.
You know, I will go. I think it's going to be Eubanks.
Oh.
And here's why.
Ooh,
because everybody keeps talking about the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talks about how physically dominating they were last year in the finals and in the playoffs. And they were. I mean, and the one main culprit of that physical dominance was who? Aaron Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Gordon was. Okay. I could see a scenario where the Suns start to manipulate a little bit what they have on the defensive end. And they put a guy like Eubanks on Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Keep Nurkic out there on Jokic. And then you surround him with the big 3. And now you got that physical matchup ability to keep Aaron Gordon a little bit at bay. And so I like that. And I think a guy like Eubanks, a guy like KBD are guys that will find their way and they'll find their groove. And then once they do, they're going to be off to the races. It's just going to take them a little bit. So
yeah,
I would
like
say
that.
Eubanks.
I'm going with the Cookie Monster.
Oh boy!
You want the Cookie Monster?
Man. I'm going with the Cookie Monster, man.
Anything that can make Saul give that look and make some people laugh, I'm in for.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think Jordan Goodwin is going to be our secret weapon. I think he's going to be the guy that we're going to sick on point guards that are trying to get busy, that are trying to get comfortable. He's just going to go out there and change the game a lot like Javon Carter. I mean, Javon Carter has carved out in a great, nice little niche in this league. Being that guy that can go out there and, put a fire out. And I think Jordan Goodwin is going to be able to do that in spades. And I also think that offensively, he's going to surprise people. I keep saying, like, the Lakers got a guy, Gabe Vincent. I mean, he made a difference for that Heat team in that championship run this year, and that's why he got paid. And I think Jordan Goodwin could be that type of secret weapon in the playoffs that people are going to sleep on. You're going to bring this guy in for 10 minutes. He's going to get 3 steals, a couple rebounds, a couple blocks, maybe make a 3, and you're going to look and be like, damn, that was 10 really good, productive minutes. So I like Jordan Goodwin.
I think there's a 90% chance he has no clue that the somebody believes that Cookie Monster is his nickname. It's just one of those
milk for Ty Jerome.
Yeah, one
or
of these
whatever.
things. He's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Cookies
That's
and milk.
So
that would Cookie Monster and milk. That would have been a hell of a
We need to have
duo.
Gerald ask about this. this nickname.
No, we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, we do. I want to know.
You don't like it at all?
I fucking hate it.
I'm not a
Cookies,
huge
man.
fan
Cookie,
of it
'cause
either.
you play
but
ball
I
in the
don't
street.
understand
I know,
it.
Cookies.
but still, like, I don't know.
Okay. So you got something better?
No.
No, that's not Saul's department.
That's not okay.
Is there anyone that you think could still fight their way in the final preseason game?
Not Bol-ler.
Fight their way into the rotation. I think this is gonna be tough.
I think both into the rotation and to save their spot on the squad.
I got somebody.
I think. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're pretty well set. Go ahead.
Nah, I think Nasir. I think Nasir Little can fight his way in.
Into the rotation?
Are we asking like opening night, or are we talking about throughout the season?
Throughout the season.
No, yeah,
Oh,
Nasir.
throughout this, I thought
Yeah.
we were talking in fourth
Yeah.
preseason game. Yeah,
No.
throughout the season.
Yeah, I was
sure.
talking more like in that last preseason game, like to get
Oh,
more
you're
of a
saying-
nod for the beginning, not necessarily opening night, but the beginning part of the season.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, that changes it a little bit. I mean, I think I want to say that I think there's 11 that are kind of like right there, and I think my biggest question is, are you going to go 10 or 11?
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance we can go 11. I really do. Like I think this team is good enough that playing 11, it won't be something that hinders the team. Sometimes you go too many players and it hurts the team. In this case, I think 11. But I don't know, Lens. Like opening night, I don't see anybody on the cusp. But
Yeah.
during the season, I think a guy like Nasir could work his way in.
I feel like right now the answer is no, and I kind of feel like the team knows what they're getting from each guy already. So the deciding factor as far as which two players you have to cut from the squad just comes down to them having a conversation about who they think could be most beneficial long term. I don't think that anything will come out and surprise them in this final game and be like, oh, we didn't see that before. We definitely should look at him a little bit more closely.
You just said something that just struck a chord. I want to put this out there. There is a guy that none of us are talking about that I believe if the Suns do the right thing, he'll be on his team. And I think he can be a guy that can find a way on the court. Is Ish Wainwright. I really do. Now, I know that there's people that think he's going to get cut, but I think if he stays, he brings a different dynamic. He can guard multiple positions. He can hit the three ball. He's played with some of these guys this year. He's a good locker room guy. Like I said, I keep pointing back to that Dallas game. He won us that Dallas game. I mean, so I do think there's going to be a couple people that are going to have an opportunity to sneak in. And I like Ish. I think Ish is his best basketball still ahead of him. I don't think he's gotten to that point yet.
I think you keep Ish because he's consistent, or more consistent than your options.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Ish. I don't see a path for him to be part of this rotation. I just don't.
Okay.
I know it's a bad look, but I still, and I don't know. I just have this sneaking suspicion that Damon Lee's the guy that's going to wind up getting.
You can't do that.
I mean, you can. There's no rule against it.
That would be so bad.
If you're looking at this, if they actually see Bol-ler as having some kind of
They
potential
don't.
that we don't see,
No.
There's just no way.
Not
That's
the
why that guy-
conversations I'm having.
Listen, if he
man.
was balling in practice, he would get into the games much earlier than
I
he is.
agree.
But it takes for the whole crowd to chant his name with 5 minutes left to go in the game for him to finally get some burn. I just don't see it.
well, I mean, and I think you're probably right. When Azubuike gets in yesterday before him and has a greater impact
Yeah.
as a two-way guy, I feel like that's likely what's going to happen. It's Keon and Bol-ler, but I just keep going back to Damian and going, well, if you like either of these guys in any way, that's your out, and you can go, look, well, we feel bad. We'll do what we can to support the guy, but we need guys that can help us win over the next 2-3 months,
Yeah.
Oh no, that's just a bad look.
Yeah, no, I think it's a terrible look for the team. You don't cut a guy that just got hurt in your facility working his butt off, who's such a good guy, by the way. I just don't. And he got surgery. I believe, to get back on the court
And
this
it's
year.
not like at this point you're really hurting too much from a depth perspective.
No.
But
You know
but
what I
that's
mean?
the
If
thing.
you were like, shoot, we're up a creek without a paddle here, maybe, but I don't
Right.
think the Suns are in that boat.
I mean, is Bobo the fifth center? Let's be honest. If I'm putting him in order, I got him 5.
You're counting
Bro, he's
Met-
he's
I'm
super,
counting Metu, yes.
Okay.
no, he's super dead last.
I'm counting him as a fifth guy.
No, he's like the fucking 15th guy.
Right. I'm saying
agree.
at the 15th. No, you're right.
He's the 15th center. I'd rather have freaking Jordan Goodwin playing center than Bol right now. Like, listen, man, I am completely off the Bol-ler coaster. I think Bol has just not proved enough to play on a viable contending team, and let alone be part of the rotation. Like, I just don't. I haven't seen anything that tells me we should keep this guy.
I agree. People loved his dunk last night. I'm like, that actually should have been a turnover. He lost the freaking ball in midair and got lucky enough to regain it. Like, even that wasn't impressive to me last night.
Oof, that's brutal. But you know what's not brutal? Our friends over at BetMGM giving you free bonus bets and free winnings. All you have to do is sign up for the BetMGM Sportsbook app using that bonus code PHNX. You place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $10, and you get $200 instantly in additional winnings regardless of your wager's outcome. Nothing better than free money. You can check out the show notes for full details, and now you can listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
And of course, if you are ready and waiting to just watch more Suns basketball this upcoming season, Arizona's Family Sports is the place to do that. They are the new TV home for our Phoenix Suns. We can watch 70 plus games right from our living rooms. All you need is an antenna. Many options are available at local retailers or online, and there are indoor and outdoor varieties as well. And there's one at every price point. So you have no excuses. Wherever you live in Arizona, visit azfamily.com and click Suns Games for listing information for your area. It's great resources to help you find your Phoenix Suns games on Arizona Family Sports. We do have a super chat from Shaoban. They said, I'm surprised by Goodwin. Us too, we're pleasantly surprised. Also, HD antenna, no-go in my neighborhood. Any news from 3TV on AZ Fam Sports channel on Fubo TV?
Last I heard, they're negotiating with Fubo, YouTube TV, all of those carriers to try to get the games shown there. Right now, Channel 3 will be carrying the games through the beginning of 2024. So you should have access on most of the streamers to Channel 3 to watch the games. After that, at the beginning of the new year, I believe the hope is that Arizona Family Sports is carried on those streamers as well. So.
I feel like we've been watching on YouTube TV, haven't we? Arizona Family Sports on YouTube?
Yep.
So I know they're there, YouTube TV.
We've been watching on Channel 3. We've been watching the games.
But on YouTube TV?
Yes, Channel 3 on YouTube TV. It'll be all the games will be on 3 till the beginning of 2024. Yeah. Then second half of the season they'll transition to them being on Arizona Family Sports only.
This has actually been really weird for me, man. Like I come from a sports market where this is like never talked about, and the fact that so many of these things are going on, so many people can't find a way to watch it and stuff.
It's because of a couple things. First, obviously the local RSN market. So in New York, it would be Yes.
Yeah.
And they broadcast the Nets games and then MSG
Yankees, MSG
does the Knicks and
Rangers,
stuff like that, right? So imagine one of those RSNs going belly up. Okay. And then where can you go after that? You know what I mean? So that's kind of what happened with Bally's. It's what happened in San Diego with Bally's. And so the RSN market, we're seeing it in Denver too with Root Sports and AT&T. Okay. Like everything's kind of falling apart. And because of that, there's newer opportunities for the local broadcast stations who used to produce a lot of these games in the past to get back into the fold.
Gotcha.
And open this up because they have a wider bandwidth in terms of the households that have because you don't have to pay for those local broadcasts because of obviously government and federal laws. You have to have certain things that make you a local broadcast station.
Gotcha.
It's just a unique situation. That's why in New York they don't talk about it because they don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, you're not dealing with it.
At some point, I'm gonna say every single state that has a team will have to deal with the RSN factor at some point because that is a downhill trajectory right now.
New York's a weird thing too because teams own part of it too of the networks too. So
Yes is owned by Yankees and MSG is Knicks.
And it's such a huge money factor too within how these players get paid, how owners keep their heads above water sometimes. So it's going to be interesting how this whole entire space changes over the next couple of years.
We weren't having this problem last year when Bally's was covering.
Oh yeah, we did because half the people that had satellite couldn't get Bally's because they weren't on Dish. They weren't on certain other services.
Gotcha.
Bally's wasn't on YouTube TV last year either.
Yeah,
so it was a headache.
It was a problem. That's why this is such a big deal because it went from I think it was like something less than 1 million or 1 million households to like now 3 or 4.
Yeah, something like that. We have another super chat. This one's from Brian. Thank you, Brian. Said nickname for Grayson mainly because of his hair, Mr. Fantastic.
Salt and pepper because it's spicy.
I like Mr. Fantastic way much. Way better.
I don't know that I love either, but I would lean towards Mr. Fantastic
before salt and pepper for spicy.
I mean, his first name fits him perfect.
Grayson.
I mean, Grayson, bro. He's got gray hair all over the place.
Yeah, he's the gray son.
Yeah.
Gray hair.
I
don't know. Okay. All right, moving on. So Frank Vogel at practice today said that he has not fully decided yet who will and will not play in the final preseason game. Do any of you guys think that the big three should play in Thursday's final preseason game?
No.
Hell no.
Nope.
Nothing good can come of that.
Yep.
No.
Cool. Well, that was the easiest question we asked and answered today. We're all in agreement there. Moving on. Right now, who do you trust more to shut down an opponent? Josh Okogie or Jordan Goodwin?
Josh Okogie.
Jordan Goodwin.
Okay.
God, I don't like that. Josh Okogie. I'm going to agree with all on this.
Yeah, Josh Okogie because he's
seen
been in those games before. You know what I mean? Like, and he knows what to expect. I think there's still a bit of listen. Playoff basketball is completely different, and Jordan Goodwin's never been a part of it. So,
that's true. Book wasn't a part of it either. He went to the finals.
Yeah, but he built different.
Book is Book. You can't compare Book to Jordan Goodwin.
Yo, listen. Defense is defense. I don't like this argument because we're talking about like offense is one thing. I don't believe that's the same thing on defense. I think Josh Okogie and Jordan Goodwin are both terrific defenders. But what I've seen with my eyeballs, I think Jordan Goodwin, pound for pound, is a better defender than Josh Okogie. Now, Josh has done it longer, but I like Jordan Goodwin. I think he just you don't agree?
That's disrespectful to Josh Okogie.
No, and I'm not. But see, this is like a 1A, 1B thing. It's not like
why
good
would you give
and
the
scrub.
then why would you give the 1A to the guy that hasn't done it in the playoffs yet?
No, because I'm not going into who's because that's not a fair argument. One guy is 26, one guy's 23. Like I don't like that argument.
Can't I trust both of them?
No,
sure.
Like I trust both these guys' defensive prowess. I'm doing a Lindsey Smith. It's all right. I trust both of their defensive prowess. For me, it comes down to which guy's hitting their shots at any given time. I almost feel like these guys could be interchangeable here from a defensive.
That's not the question.
I think it depends on. I think it also depends on the opponent.
That's not the question.
No, I think that I trust Jordan Go because how they actually play two different positions. So they do. Like Josh Okogie's really a 3. In the NBA, he's a 3.
No, he's not.
He's not a 3?
No.
Josh Okogie's not a 3. He's starting at the 3.
He's 6'4". How is he a 3?
There aren't 3s in the NBA that's 6'4", bro.
Bro, not good ones.
So Josh Okogie's a point guard?
No, I'm just saying.
Is he a shooting guard? He can't shoot.
He doesn't really.
Positionless basketball.
There you go. He doesn't have a defined position.
but I'm saying when he came into the league when he was drafted, he came in as a small forward.
So here's my counteraction.
Go ahead.
Okay. If we're going to sit there and say Josh Okogie's the 3, what are we going off of? Offensively or defensively? Because defensively, he's matching up against the other team's point guard. Most of the time, it's going to be like Steph Curry, Ja Morant, those guys. Those are point guards.
That's my argument. I think if you're going against Steph Curry, Ja Morant, and point guards, I prefer Jordan Goodwin, who's a point guard, who's the point guards his whole life.
But you're basing that off of playing against teams in the preseason.
No, that's what you're basing it off. I'm basing it off of what I saw him do in Washington last year when nobody knew about him. And I saw him start games in Washington when they had injuries. He started.
Against teams in the East?
Oh yeah, I mean NBA teams.
Yeah, trash teams.
The NBA teams. I like this. I like this debate. No, you could be right. I mean, listen, let's see what happens. I like Jordan Goodwin because I think he's a true point of attack, point guard defender. I think we're trying to get Josh Okogie to be that.
Okay, but if part of the premise is you're switching in this defense, in particular in pick and roll, I don't know. Josh Okogie has done that. Has played against multiple positions defensive wise. If you get switched on to a small forward with Jordan Goodwin or a power forward, how you feeling about that?
No, then I'm with Saul. If we're talking, see, that's what I'm. When you add those dynamics, we have a better, clearer conversation. But when you say who's a better defender, just straight up in a empty gym, I get Steph Curry bringing the ball up. Who I want, I like Jordan Goodwin. Man, I think
I like Okogie's
because he's stronger.
I like Okogie because I feel like he's a little bit more versatile. I think he's just as good on the ball as Jordan Goodwin. I really do. Okay. So I think listen, we are splitting hairs.
We are. This is good.
I love Jordan Goodwin.
I like both of them.
But I think Josh Okogie is being disrespected by my man.
Do you like Alvarado? Do you like Jose Alvarado?
I do.
I think that kid's fucking terrific.
Screw Jose Alvarado.
No, I think he's terrific.
He brings up a good point in the chat, too. Goodwin is a bit foul prone right now. That was something that Frank Vogel did mention after last night's game. Like, yes, we did highlight the steals that Josh Okogie had, but also we can't ignore the fact that he does foul a little bit too much.
Probably.
If he had four in like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He had as many fouls as he did steals in those first 4 minutes.
And that was against Scoot Henderson.
Man.
And that was against Scoot Henderson, who's still trying to learn the game at the NBA level. Wait until Steph Curry gets involved. It's a different situation.
You definitely have to take that into consideration.
This is what
I get it.
This is why
I get it. Let's
this
go,
is why
baby.
we
I
need
like
to see
it.
practice. Because I guarantee you, if we saw practice and we saw Book going up against both those dudes, like
both
I've seen
their
him,
asses are getting torched.
Well, yeah, but you'll be able to see and discern that dude is really that dude.
I look at Josh Okogie, 94 feet. He backpedals a lot. That's a fact. He backpedals a lot. You put him 94 feet, he's sliding with a guy and backpedaling. If you put Josh Okogie on Chris Paul's gonna bring the ball up. You put Jordan Goodwin on Chris Paul's turning his back, dribbling backwards, and doing the Jose Alvarado thing. So that's what I'm saying.
One left of a certain breed.
No.
And I agree with you. In that matchup, I probably would rather have Goodwin going one-on-one, pressing him 94 feet and forcing...
I want to see Jordan Goodwin. I can't wait for Josh's ass to get back. I want to see Jordan Goodwin on Ja Morant. That's what I want to see, because that's a guard that fits. Like athletically and the size, he can match it well with Ja Morant. Now you get him a bigger guard, then you go Josh Okogie. I don't think no one's wrong here. I'm just saying, I think y'all sleeping on Jordan Goodwin. That guy's terrific
I also
defensively.
think Jordan Goodwin's the type of dude that would get 3 fouls on Chris Paul as well, because Chris Paul's just a smarter player. He's a smart player.
That's fair.
So there's always a counteraction to this, right? That's where the experience does matter. And that's why, because of experience, I give the nod slightly to Okogie.
I like what Brendan's saying. This is a good problem to have.
It is a good problem to have. And that's not to say that Jordan Goodwin can't become even better as the season continues to progress. That's for certain. All right. What do you guys think the rotations will look like to start the season specifically?
Oh, man, that's a difficult question.
Well, I think we know the starting 5 is to start is going to be Book, Beal, KD, Okogie, and Nurkic. So I think you can mark those 5 down at least for that first week, and then you've got Grayson and EG and Eubanks. So there's 8, and I think you're probably looking at 2 more there. Yuta seems to be a guy that you're going to have in there, and then.
Goodwin?
KBD? Is it Goodwin? Like how are you gonna gonna do that?
He just disrespected my guy.
Chemezi?
Okay.
Damn,
but
man.
Again, this is situational.
No,
I think there's gonna be 12 guys that probably play over the first month. But man. I think it's gonna be completely situational.
This is what I think. And listen, we can all sit here and smell our own farts when it comes to the Suns, because that's what it feels like right now. Because we've seen them play against the preseason guys. Like, who gives a shit about this? I think the first 5 to 6 games, you're gonna know what the rotation is, because they're not gonna hold back. The starters are gonna play 30+ minutes. The other guys are gonna get spot minutes here and there. They got to show up. They got to show out. Like, it's not going to be the same. Like, these guys are playing the whole second half right now. They're not playing the whole second half when we get into the season. So that rotation is going to shrink up. And that's really when you're going to find out what Frank Vogel and the staff think about certain players. In my estimation right now, and it pains me to say this, I think Eubanks is probably like 10, 11, 12. I think Metu is probably 8, 9, 10. Like, I do think that he's higher in the rotation right now than Eubanks. I do because of how they've played so far and the versatility that Chimezie Metu gets you.
So why Eubanks get the start and play more minutes?
Well, Chimezie got to start though. Chimezie got to start too.
Look, I'm looking at this, and even Vogel said it. You're going to see a lot of different lineups early on and throughout this year as he experiments. You're not going to see anybody fall completely out of the rotation except for guys like Nasir Little and that back half, that 13, 14, 15, and the two-way guys, I think. So I think you'll see Chimezie some nights. You'll see Eubanks other nights. You're going to see KBD play some and then not, because Yuta gets more minutes in a particular night. We're not going to see a locked-in 8-man rotation anytime before March.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be 8 at all. I think it's going to be 10.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's always
no matter what, it's going to be 10. All right, can I give you my guy? And I'm going to rank these guys. I'm going to rank them based on what I've seen. So starting 5, right? Book, Bill, KD, Okogie, and Nurkic. My first guy off the bench is Grayson Allen. Second guy off the bench is Eric Gordon. So that's 7. Yuta's my 8th guy. When I get to 8 is where it starts to get funny. I'm going to be honest. My 9th guy is this preseason, what I've seen is Metu. Metu's my 9th guy. And then I start to, you got to have a backup center. So is it, is he going to play backup center? Because
he's going to have to.
He's going to have to. Because then you're talking about Eubanks and Goodwin. And I'm going to go, like he said, I think Eubanks is falling down the back of the order. I'm going Goodwin. That's my 10. And then I go to KBD. That's 11.
I keep going back to this. Can you play a second unit that consists of Eric Gordon, Grayson Allen, and Jordan Goodwin?
Yes.
I don't
see it.
I think they could.
You're giving up.
I think
size.
Grayson can play the 3.
Grayson can play the 3.
Yeah.
He's 6'5", 6'6".
And then Gordon's big enough to hold his own at the 2. And then Goodwin can go crazy at the 1. And you can still throw KD out there with
And
Nurk.
Gordon's got that old man string too.
Okay, so we agree that they're likely to keep one of the big 3 out there.
Of course,
with this. So
you have to, yeah.
You start looking at it, and okay, so is Yuta out there if you're keeping KD in? Like, is that where you go and you play KD small ball 5? Like, when you start looking at it.
That's the numbers. That's matchup based.
I get that, but listen, like for the to make this brief, we can go all day long on like potential matchups and situations and these guys playing in this time and the big 3 playing. Like we can go all day with what the possible matchups are. So I think we just try to generalize this to give everybody an idea of what we think.
Of the first month, they will play 12 guys on a fairly consistent basis.
They could.
Probably.
Is my thought.
I mean, if they're blowing teams out by 20, they're going to play 12 guys.
Yeah, for
Definitely. Sure. We have a super chat. This one is from Brian. Brian said, Lindsay jinxed Okogie into oblivion. Poor dude. Brian, that is where you are incorrect. Saul and Espo jinxed Okogie into oblivion.
Because you made a thing?
When Gerald and I were on board with Josh Okogie being a knockdown 3-point shooter, everything was fine. The minute these two jumped on board, everything went south.
Because it wasn't real. Lindsay.
So put the blame where the blame truly belongs. It's on Saul and Espo.
She was like, he's a knockdown 3-point shooter. She tried to get us all on board. And then the minute we were on board, he started throwing up air balls. Like, that's not my fault.
It's totally your fault. That's your fault.
That's Lindsay.
That's
That's Lindsay
Josh
overhyping somebody.
It is.
She
was a sweet baby angel.
We were all having a great time until the 2 of you came in and spoiled everything. Tisk, tisk. But it's okay. If you're feeling a little down, maybe a trip to Four Peaks will cheer you right up. 1, it's pumpkin porter season. Everybody loves the pumpkin porter from Four Peaks. And also, they've got a bunch of really cool things happening for fall. So visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite haunted brewery tours and events like the Stein Holding and Oktoberfest. It's all right around the corner. So check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. As a reminder, you must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and we ask that you please drink responsibly. Also, if you are looking for a place to grab some quick and delicious dinner tonight, might I recommend the Spaghetti Shack. They're ASU alum-owned and operated. They serve a menu starring spaghetti, meatballs, garlic bread, and a few other fan favorites. You can enjoy delicious spaghetti, meatballs, and more at any of their 4 Arizona locations. To find a place near you or to learn more, go to thespaghettishack.com. All right. We have a couple updates from practice over on our Twitter page, and we'll have some up on our YouTube channel later today as well. But one thing we want to share with you guys today is what Kevin Durant had to say about the Suns' process on offense and the big three balancing unselfishness with staying aggressive.
The guys that command respect out there, and go drives to the rim is going to be guys coming over and converting. Same with Bradley, same with myself. On different areas of the floor, expect to open up everything for everyone. You can't guard all of us at once, so especially when guys like Book can command a double team, myself, Brad can command double team, it's going to be tough on the backside. So play fundamentally sound ball, don't turn the ball over, rebound, we'll be in solid shape on offense.
Will you have to tell yourself to take open shots when you swing?
No.
You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Not you. It's just
nobody on this team. I don't think anybody on this team. We don't coach is on us at all times of being aggressive. And it's times where coach may call a play and he'll stop practice and say, look, that was a chance for you to go break it off and go get a basket right there. So him giving us that confidence to be aggressive when the ball touches our hands is always key, because being a team with good players, you tend to try not to step on toes and be a little timid out there to figure it out. But from day one, coach was telling us to be aggressive.
Yeah, I don't see why it would be a problem with these 3 guys, because they're not guys that are predicated in having to have the ball in their hand constantly to be effective offensively. If you had 3 guys like that that pounded the air out of the ball to do what they do, then I would see where this could be problematic. But we've seen KD Book do it together and be able to be out there and work together. When you watch what Bradley Beal can bring to the table in terms of, and we were talking about this before the show, creating his own space to get shots or make those passes, and break guys' ankles off the dribble. He adds something a little different. I don't foresee any issue with these guys getting theirs, and maybe even I think early on they might defer a little too much because they're trying to get used to each other.
I haven't seen that so far.
I haven't, no.
I think they've struck a pretty good balance of just playing with each other and not really deferring too much. Like, I was kind of worried about that as well, but I think they've done a pretty solid job so far. And even Book last night had an opportunity to pull from 3, but he instead sucked in the defense and he just dished it over to Grayson Allen, who just took a stand-up, straight-up 3-point shot. I almost got fouled and hit it. And so
he did get fouled,
I like it so far. The chemistry has been pretty smooth.
Yeah. No, I like what they're doing. I didn't see too much deferring. Now, to your point, this is glorified practice. Once it gets to the real games, I want to see how that dynamic works out. But they seem like I don't see a 3 guys that have just been playing together for a little bit of time. It looks like they've got some real continuity already. So I love it. And what I also see too is I kind of feel like when one of them, and I went back and looked at some tape last night, when one of them is kind of off a little bit, they're kind of trying to get him going.
Yeah, feed him.
Like they were trying to get Brad going yesterday. It just didn't happen. But you made a point. Book had an opportunity to take other shots and he passed them up. So I liked how they're playing. They're definitely helping each other more than hurting each other.
My biggest concern with the deferring is when you get into, pressure situation, high impact at the end. Is there a little of the, doing that? Because it's real easy when, like you said, you're running glorified practice in the first half of the preseason, you're playing 18 minutes, you're like, hey, we're going to kick the ball around. But I want to see it when we get into, into the real deal here. If they're, last 5 minutes, a 2-point game against the Warriors, how does this offense operate? Who is the guy that gets the last shot? How are you getting guys open, and what does that look like? Because look, you're not getting easy out of the gates. You're getting Golden State, you're getting LA. I'll be fascinated to watch how the 3 continue to integrate with each other.
All right, gentlemen. So we're getting ranking from ESPN. They are putting out their teams based on watchability and fun. So we know that the Suns are going to be in the top 10, obviously, as they should be. We've gotten up to 11 to this point. I'm assuming tomorrow we'll get 10 through 1 or maybe 5 or something like that. But I want to know, which teams are you not going to be watching this season? Your, as Espo said, league past, if you will.
Oh, from one of mine is Utah. I do not care to watch the Jazz in any way. Ugly uniforms, team that I just find boring, city that I find more boring. I don't want any. I don't need to watch the Utah Jazz at all in any way, shape, or form.
Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah,
I just can't watch that basketball team, man.
That's fair.
That's just a team that, I mean, I just don't get what they're doing over there ever. So yeah, Charlotte.
I have 2, Orlando and Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
You won't watch 100%. For Paulo Banchero?
Who?
Paulo Banchero.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not watching that. Nope.
I'll just keep up via highlights and things.
No,
of
I'm
that
not
nature.
watching the team that's just dog shit. I just don't want to watch the Orlando Magic at all. There's nothing about Paulo is a good player, but I have there's nothing about him that I'm like, ooh, I must watch him play.
I think that's
0.
fair. I might pity watch the Washington Wizards. I kind of feel bad. Maybe one pity watch to go, yeah, that is as bad as I thought it was going to be without Bradley Beal, without Kristaps, with just how barren it is there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would do that either.
You might get a 35-point Landry Shamet game. That's how barren it is.
You know what though? In a weird way, I kind of like some of the things they did. No, I do. I love Tyus. I love Tyus, and I think Jordan Poole.
I tell you watch him though.
No, not
enough to watch him.
I am intrigued. I want to see how they come out the gates, because I do think they can sneak up on some people. There's a little bit of talent over there, and I like the way they kind of hit the button, and I like some of the things they did. But I don't know if I'm watching them.
I think the Bulls are on that list too. It's a boring basketball team.
Yeah.
And that's not hate because I dislike Chicago for my personal reasons in terms of the Bulls, but I think they're boring.
So we've all done something here. I think you said one. Is there any other Western Conference team that you don't care for besides what he said?
Utah?
Yeah.
Not that I will purposely avoid. Some teams, listen, even back in the day before we turned things around, I totally understood why people didn't want to watch the Suns.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You had one guy named Devin Booker on this team, and that was the only thing worth tuning in for.
Right.
So I totally understand that. I think everybody else in the West is kind of somebody that you sort of will pay attention to at least a little bit.
Yeah, that's my point.
Maybe the Rockets. The Rockets are
okay.
I love Jock. I'm gonna keep. I'm a tune in just to see what he's doing. But I can do that from the scorebook. I don't need to watch the whole game.
If we're talking just Western Conference, it's Dallas.
Really?
I am kind of curious to see what that looks like, though, on a more consistent basis.
Okay, do I want to watch a guy that flops and whines all
that's
game?
Fair.
The style of basketball isn't if I'm going out of my way to watch something that isn't Suns basketball that I watch 82 nights out of a year plus playoffs, it better be damn entertaining. I'm not just watching some shitty ball because it's on. I want to watch something that I find entertaining. I paid for League Pass. I'm not going to tune in to basketball that I just do not find interesting or palatable in any way.
Yeah. Ryan in the chat said, you will never make me watch a Pacers game. Or I will never watch a Pacers game, and you can't make me.
That's a good one.
You don't want to see what Jalen Smith does as the backup center?
On that one
don't disrespect Benedict Mathurin.
Oh, man, yeah.
I'm interested in what Brown does with that big contract there, too. They signed him in the offseason. How does he look? I don't know. There may be some early season intrigue, and then I want to check in on our future point guard, TJ McConnell, and see how he's doing.
I love Tyrese. Halliburton's my guy.
Yeah, Halliburton's fun, too.
Well, one thing's for certain, the Utah Jazz are not inside our inner circle, but you can get involved with Circle K's Inner Circle by downloading the Circle K app today. It is absolutely free. It's a new membership program. You get a whole bunch of perks. First and foremost, you save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. You get every 6 free on a selection of Circle K products like pizza, coffee, ice cold fountain drinks, and so much more. So make sure you get in on the action. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for all the details. And also, while you're at it, make sure you check out our friends over at Shady Rays. We are talking about premium polarized sunglasses. They are an independent sunglass company who creates a world-class product. And if you don't love your Shady Rays, you can exchange for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There is no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back. And exclusively for you, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com, use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The Shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
You're running out of...
Oh, hold on. God.
Go ahead.
I was just going to address Qwerty in the chat. Said that the best duo was in Dallas in the NBA. Yeah, if you believe
he had
that,
the clown emoji.
if you believe that, I think he was calling me a clown.
Oh.
If you believe that, I'm 135 pounds because you're looking at some kind of funhouse mirror that makes no sense there, buddy. Sorry,
what were you going to say?
So buy a ticket to our takeover next month. You got to be a diehard to get that cheaper price, 20% off. If not, then you get to pay the full price. But you still get to have fun with us. We're going to do a pregame meet where we eat food and drinks and have a good time. The first game is next month. You can go to gophnx.com, go to the events tab, and you can see all the events that are coming up for the whole calendar year. Check that out right now and come have fun with us.
Yeah, shout out to Saul for putting in a lot of hard work to put these together this year. Great work on that.
All right, we're going to round out the show. We've got 2 fun topics that came from the internet today. First and foremost, somebody mocked up Pokemon alternate jerseys for a few teams in the NBA, and these are legit. The Suns one is probably the coolest one, but we might be a little bit biased. But this is Moltres. Is that what the name of this one is, I think?
Dope.
Pretty sure it's Moltres.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
How do you not? Don't you spend like 2/3 of your life on Pokemon Go?
I would say no. Not 2/3.
I have no
but
idea.
I do like
I don't know
Pokemon Go.
I have never played Pokemon. I never owned a card. I never watched a show.
Well, that's just because you're boring.
Me neither.
These are all courtesies of Luke's design 91 too. Sorry, we didn't add the caption at the bottom, but we want to give credit to that guy because he's the one that created all these. They're all really cool.
Toronto's is pretty dope. I love Toronto.
They look dope.
He does a lot of cool designs.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of fun designs.
Worth giving a follow just for some fun things. But honestly, all the comments underneath this were basically like, if they did this for the entire league, I would collect them all.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta collect them all.
100%. One of the things that I don't like.
That's so fun.
One of the things I don't like about these leagues is they're so regimented in their ways. Like they can't go outside of the box. This is a great outside of the box idea that I think a lot of fans would really vibe with. And you're bringing in a wider demographic into your circle.
Plus, the name of the game these days is collaboration this, collaboration that. You got Crocs and Shrek and Crocs and whomever. Why not NBA and Pokemon?
I mean, they're fire.
Everybody's collabing right now, so why not?
Of course, Lindsay would say that because she's literally always looking for Pokemon.
Why?
You do, right?
Yeah, but it's true, though. I do play Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I've never played it. I never watched it.
It's fun.
I've had to pull over my car a couple times because there was one sitting in a parking lot or something and had to get like straight up New York, like pull over, he's up there. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
That's dangerous in New York.
No, I'm serious, bro. Like parking garage. And I'm like, bro, this is too much, man. Shut that damn thing off. We're going to kill ourselves. But it's fun. It's fun. The jerseys are fire. I would absolutely buy that Phoenix one.
The designs are cool. I know nothing about what the collab is with it, but the jerseys look cool.
I love them. All right, and then finally, for a little bit of fun, Justin Spears on Twitter tweeted out this prompt today, and I think it's funny, and we should definitely do something here. Using sports terms, what's the best marriage advice you'd give to someone?
Oh, man. Let's do this.
All right,
I'm so
Saul,
ready.
you came prepared.
No, I want to go last.
Oh, okay.
No, come on, bro.
I got one.
All right, go.
I have two, but we'll start with just one. We're gonna keep it internal. Don't air your dirty laundry on the internet, people. You get in a fight with your significant other, keep it internal.
I like it. Mine is
That happens all the time.
Mine is before you get married. If you have two QBs, you really have none.
Oh no. Terrible.
I'll go with that. Everybody's favorite is the backup QB.
Terrible.
You will never live up to the expectations.
Absolutely terrible.
I love it. You got anything?
Bro, I've been
Okay.
trying. I got nothing.
I got
go
one
ahead.
more.
Get busy.
We got to keep our star player happy. Happy wife, happy life. Got to keep your star player happy.
That goes right into what mine one.
Build the super team around your star player, everybody.
I've got a lot about the super team, but we'll get to that in a second. The one that I would say to back that up is you got to be coachable. Like, listen, she runs the house. Like, you got it. You just go along with the program.
How about this for beforehand? I just blanked on what I was going to say. Go ahead with your next one.
You got to be a better follower than a leader, especially in your household. Listen, my wife runs the whole shop. Like, that's just what it is. I have the best players can make even the worst of coaches look good. Take that however you want to take it. And then I have dynamic duos are coveted. Big threes are always welcome.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Here's one when you're dating and the person tries to pressure you into getting married. You say, we're talking about practice, not a game, practice. All right. That's what dating is practice. All right.
Spoken as a guy that married up, I would say luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Okay.
There you go.
Honestly, Will Capitan's, this one I'll give you. It's a monism. Well done is better than well said.
Come on, man. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I
though.
got one, man. Listen, there's no I in team, but there's definitely a me. It's all about the wife, man. Hey, anniversary is my anniversary. It's not our anniversary. It's like, so yeah. No I in team, but there's definitely a me.
As guys, we're all the Landry Shamet to her Devin Booker.
What?
Yeah, man. We're always second. We're always second string when it comes to her. Come on now. That's all I got.
I like it.
Wait, like she's the starter? What?
She's Devin Booker.
She's
Oh,
definitely.
I'm
I
Landry
see.
Shamet.
Okay. I just didn't hear it all correctly.
When I tell my wife how much I care about her, I do the Jordan. I missed more than 9,000 shots, but I made one with you. All right.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Okay.
Like you're saying, I failed over and over and over again. That's why I succeed, because that feels like that's mine, because I've been divorced so many times. Sometimes you win one, though.
This was a really funny thread. So if you guys have clever ones, you should definitely go over on Twitter and add yours to it and just read through. This was clever. So shout out to Justin for tweeting this and bringing a little bit of joy to the timeline.
There's a lot of good ones in the chat right now. So
There's
good.
there's all sorts of ones that you shouldn't say.
Which is why I'm not reading a lot of the ones from the chat.
Like, no risk it, no biscuit. I like that. Don't be a Will Smith. Ooh,
Damn.
yeah, that's.
I like the other Monty.
Yeah, but that's not
Don't
a
get happy on
sports
the
team.
phone.
What coach is going, hey, don't be a Will Smith
Yeah,
out
man,
there.
don't get
right?
run over, man. Don't let your dirty laundry be aired out, like Lindsay said, man. Let's just
Now that I think about it, Monty's got a lot of Monty's little isms they fit in.
They
Oh yeah,
do.
for sure.
Well,
like
she,
everything
like,
you
bring-
want is on the other side of her. 100%.
Don't get happy on the
100%.
farm.
Oh my
man.
God.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. and we'll have another Valley Voices episode, so it'll be a lot of fun. So plan to come hang out with us. And until then, give the show a follow on Twitter at PHNX_Suns. You can also follow me at Lindsay Smith AZ. You can follow Saul at Saul_Bookman. You can follow Flex at Flex from Jersey. And of course, you can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
Remember, the best defense is a good offense. Ahoy, hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.